Hello, this is Kayden, and today is January 27th, 2014. Um, I haven't made an official video in a long time because the last few weeks have been very, very rough for me. Oh, cat hair, nice. Um, have been very, very rough and crazy and all over the place. Um, as you can see, I look more like myself now. Um, I gave birth to. That's so weird to say. Oh my god, I still can't it doesn't feel real. Um I gave birth to my daughter, Azalea Sky Coleman, on January 9th, 2014 at 12:44 a.m. via C-section. I had a C-section. I elected to have a C-section, honestly. I was actually in labor for 3 days. Um and it was torture. It was it was it was torture. Um, I went into the hospital on, I believe it was Monday night, and my blood pressure was high. And at that point, my body had started to swell. I was like two times my size, like just in swelling. Like my clothes didn't fit, my shoes didn't fit, nothing. My hands, I couldn't ball my hands up into like a regular fist. Um, I was due to be induced on Wednesday due to my blood pressure being high. I had what was it called? Uh, Not preeclampsia, but gestational hypertension is what I had, and I have male apparently. I went in Monday with the swelling and all that to be evaluated, and they were like, "Okay, we're just going to go ahead and induce you now. There's no point in waiting the 2 extra days to get induced," which was fine. So they started me off with this like pill that you had to put in your cheek, like in between like your gum and your cheek, and it dissolved by itself. And that was supposed to start stuff. So the first one I took, and I had to wait 4 hours. I started having contractions slightly. Um, and then they come in and they violate you and they check your cervix or whatever, and nothing. So they had me take the pill again, and this time I had to wait 6 hours, and all the while contracting. And mind you, I was so swollen I couldn't really breathe, and so I would stop breathing in my sleep. And my blood pressure was so high, I was attached to an IV, so I couldn't get up and walk. So I was in the bed literally for 3 days, no, 4 days straight, and it was so uncomfortable. And I really tried to stay in good spirits. After the pills didn't work, they tried this contraption. Well, first they tried to do this balloon thing where it's like a plastic tube with a deflated balloon, and they try to stick it into your cervix and then inflate the balloon so that it would act as the baby's head and try to make your cervix uh, dilate. So after a few painful attempts of trying to get that in me, they couldn't get it to go in. So they gave me this like string thing with like medicine. It was kind of like a tampon string. And they put that up inside of you. And that's supposed to get your contractions going, which is supposed to get your cervix open. Well, that didn't work either. And that took 12 hours. Mind you, I couldn't eat regular food. I was on liquid diet because of the magnesium that was keeping my blood pressure at bay or whatever. Oh, it was so miserable. And then I finally dilated enough for them to put the balloon up there, which, oh my God, it was like this pain. It was like, oh my God, it was horrible. It was really horrible. So they did that. That took a few hours, and it dilated me like 3 to 4 centimeters or something like that. Mind you, have to get to 10 to be considered an active labor. At this point, we were going on day 3, and I started to have a breakdown because I couldn't get up. I had to pee in a bedpan. I had to poop in a bedside commode with assistance. Like, I want to pee and shit by myself. Thanks, but no thanks. And it was just, I couldn't get any sleep because I kept, um, I would stop breathing in my sleep, and then I was so thirsty, but they didn't want me to drink a lot. And then anytime I would get any sleep, by the time I would get into a sleep, I would get woken up to get checked on. The baby kept moving, so they couldn't monitor her heartbeat. And so they kept like coming in and waking me up, and then they would check me. It was like the worst. I was like, listen, I need a C-section. I called my doctors in. I was like, I need a C-section. And they kept trying to talk me out of it, how it's such a major surgery. I was like, look, I got my chest cut off on purpose because I wanted to. That's a major surgery. If I can deal with that, I can deal with the C-section. Please. And I told them there was no way they were going to change my mind. Like, they were really trying to talk me out of it. Oh, the risk for the baby. Oh, this. And I'm like, I'm not breathing in my sleep. That's not risky for the baby. So anyway, it was like a half an hour later, and I am getting an epidural in my back, which was scary, but it was so much less scary than not breathing in your sleep. So I got that, and then I was numb from my nipples down, which is creepy, like not being able to move your toes. And then, like, next thing I knew, there was my baby. My husband was in there with me, holding my hand, and he was so excited. And I couldn't really see because I couldn't have my contacts in. Couldn't have my glasses on, and I'm legally blind, so I couldn't really see anything. So he took a picture of her, and they gave her a bath and all that, and I had to wait until my legs were moving. It took forever for me to move my toes. Luckily, I kind of slept through that part, and then I still had to stay in the bed for 12 more hours until they would take me off of the magnesium and I could get up and go, to the bathroom myself and everything. By this time, it was day number 4 in the hospital. My husband had to go back to work, and I was in prison. Like, oh my God, it was the worst. It was the worst. I had like anxiety attacks. I had a full blown panic attack in the hospital because I needed fresh air. It felt like I was in solitary confinement. And the first time I was by myself with my daughter, it scared the shit out of me because there's like this baby. Oh, it was a lot. And I've been going through anxiety ever since. Hence why I haven't made a video. Things are getting better now. But would I ever have another kid? No. Hell no. Like, just no. Um, yeah. So that's the story of the baby. And I would introduce her, but I'm supposed to be doing homework right now, and I'm doing this video. She's in the living room with her grandmother, and I don't want to wake her up. So the pictures will just have to suffice for now. But everything's good with us. She's 2 weeks and like 3 days as of today. And she's great. She's a really good baby. Um yeah, so that's it. Just wanted to give you guys an update. I keep getting people subscribing and stuff, and I felt inclined to do a video. So thanks for all the support, and I will make videos of me and baby. I promise I'll make more videos, more often. And, husband. I know you guys love my husband. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, until next time. Later.